Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be doing another episode of our Extreme Makeover My Team edition, in which you guys send in your squads. Tell me whether you guys are on current gen, next gen. Tell me the MT amount, kind of what your goal is for your specific squad. And I kind of make the best squad possible that I see with your current MT kind of stance. But before we dive into our squads today, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button. Also, guys, how to be eligible for this, you have to kind of stay tuned to my Twitter, right? So I put out a tweet, people replied to that tweet with their squads, and that's how they were eligible for my team makeover. So the link to my Twitter will be also down below in the description, so make sure to go check that out as well. So the first squad here was sent in by Michael, who does play on current gen, and said he had 2 million MT to work with. Said he had no problem buying Bobo because he does think his price is at least going to stay right around that price range. Now here's the thing with this type of a squad that I can kind of see here. So I think you can make a few adjustments and save the majority of your specific MT. So let's just start position by position. John Wall and Donald. Now, here's the thing at the point guard position. You guys can say, yeah, you could just pick up Justice Winslow, but how much better is Justice Winslow better at all than a guy like John Wall on current gen? And I can't definitively say yes. Yes, he's taller, but I feel like John Wall moves a little better. So I can't necessarily say pick up Justice Winslow. Now, the guys that I think, the point guards that I think you could pick up to make your squad better specifically, you could pick up Grant Hill. You could pick up a guy like Luka Doncic. I think both of those guys are going to make your squad better. Obviously, Ben Simmons would, but I'm not recommending him. Either Luka or a guy like Grant Hill for under 200K would make your squad a lot better. Now, again, with your current MT stance, I don't see the necessary need to, since you do got reward players there. I think the shooting guard position is a position we can upgrade. The small forward position, the only thing I'm going to do is upgrade Kermit Washington. Now, the reason I'm doing this is not because Kermit Washington's bad. It's just Rudy's a more complete player. That's just my final opinion on it. I've used Kermit Washington a lot. I like the card, but he's just kind of getting to the point where you can pick up Rudy for what? 70, 80,000 MT. He's going to hold pretty good value with the, what does he have? 37, 38 Hall of Famers. And so that's kind of my stance on that. Power forward position, it's easy enough. I love Wes Unseld, but Bobo is better and you picked him up. So you might as well plug Bobo right into that lineup there. So the only thing I think that there is left to do is there at that shooting guard position. Now, I would be biased to say there's a certain thing to do at the shooting guard position because it's hard. Now, the one player I think that if you're on current gen that I would pick up, a player that I think is a top, I really do believe he's the best shooting guard currently in 2K in general, is pick up DeMar DeRozan. Now, again, that's my opinion. The other guy I would pick up for your bench is Kyle Korver. Those two guys, I think at the shooting guard positions, you're going to notice a big increase in kind of what they give you over the previous two guys you had right there. Now, I know my face cam did go out at the end of that squad, but that's still besides the point. You still got my point across on the players that I like to add to the squad. Next squad here was sent in by my guy Dylan on Twitter. It says he has 600K MT to work with, but he doesn't want to spend much of it, which we don't have to spend much here. We are going to make a few changes. And I'm going to give you options because I always like giving you guys options with the squads that I kind of present. So Okoro, Korver, choose one of them, keep one of them, get rid of one of them. It's kind of the suggestion that I have for you guys. Now here's the two options. Two options right here for you guys. The first one is a simple, easy. You get rid of Dirk, you plug in Bobo, and then ultimately you get Kyle Kuzma. That's the first one. Now, this is going to cost you probably, once you sell Dirk, it's not going to end up being that much, to be honest with you. It's going to be, an extra 70,000, 80,000 MT. So that's the first one. This is honestly the way I would go. This is what I would suggest. Now, the other one is if you like Dirk, this is where you can go. You can plug in Millsap there, Bobo there, and get Dirk Nowitzki. Now, that's just the other suggestion that I kind of have for you. It all depends on your preference. If you love Dirk, then you can keep rocking Dirk. But Bobo is definitely somebody I would add to the squad. And honestly, the reason I would run it this way is just for the simple fact that I think Kuzma gives you more than Dirk. So this is where I would go if I was you. This next squad here was sent in by Galamba on Twitter. Says he has 400K to work with. He is current gen. and that Jokic is his favorite player, so Jokic is not leaving the squad. And that's fine. Jokic can be your favorite player again. Get Dirk out of here then. Like, it's just that simple. If you want to keep Jokic at the 4, guys, you guys might get tired of me saying this, but if Bobo, in my opinion, is the top 4 player in the game for his price, I mean, you might as well. You can switch around these guys if you. I would run it this way: Jokic at the 5, Bobo at the 4. But it's really ultimately preference. Okay, that's the first thing I see. Ron Harper, he's fine because he's a free card. He's very, very solid. Korver, Kawhi, everything in your starting lineup's fine. Winslow, Clyde, Millsap, Bobby Jones, Jaren Jackson Jr. So where do I think are the lowest points on the team? And right now, I think it's Clyde Jackson. I really, truly do believe he's the lowest point on this squad. Does that mean he's a bad player? No, he's not a bad player at all. But if I had one position to upgrade, it would be that shooting guard position. Now, whether you want to go with a guy, I think Andrew Wiggins is a little better version of Clyde just because of his release. That's probably where I would go with this squad, just adding Andrew Wiggins. It's a simple adjustment. If you like Okoro or Isaac Okoro, you can add him as well. But just to change it up a little bit, add in Andrew Wiggins here and go out and hoop with this squad. This next squad here was sent in by LakersJets and Yankees fans. So, hey, I see you with your fan bases. The Jets, hey, it is what it is. You have 2.4 million MT to work with, and you are on current gen. Specifically, so this squad, you got JRB, Roy, not a huge fan. Kawhi, Giannis, and Bobo. I like 4 out of the 5 players there. JR, obviously, he's going to hoop. On your bench, I love your bench 4 and 5. Mel Daniels, D-Rob, absolutely incredible. So let's just start with getting Obi Toppin out of here. Now, I'm going to keep it simple with you. Your best 2 options, I'll even throw in a third one. The best options for their price, Rudy Gay for like 80K MT, Andre Kirilenko for like 90K, or Kuzma for 50K. So you don't want to spend MT? Sure, you can add in Kuzma. Honestly, for this squad, let's just throw in AK. You know what? Something different. I haven't done AK yet, so let's just throw him in the equation. Now, your shooting guard position is the weakest position by far on this squad. So if you want to go crazy, pick up DeRozan and KD. You don't want to go so crazy, that's fine. Pick up one of the 2. If you want to save MT, this is what I would do. Pick up Kyle Korver right here to start at that position. Now, if you want to, since you're on current gen, if you want to save MT, pick up Isaac Okoro. It's really, truly that simple. We're not going to complicate things. If you want to save MT, go with that. If you want to spend up, then spend up here and put in DeRozan here for Okoro. It's really, truly that simple. And the last thing I would do, John Wall, man, your time was good. But Penny Hardaway, you know what I'm saying? It's just a kind of a change in era. Give me Penny Hardaway over John Wall every day of the week. This next squad here is our next gen squad. It might be the only next gen squad we do. We'll see if we get to any further on in the video. He said if you do respond, Anthony Edwards will be the rookie of the year. So he really didn't even give me a choice. But next gen, 350,000 MT to work with. And I overall like this squad. I like the fact that he is playing JR at the 2. I think that's a good option if you are on next gen. Now, there's one guy I think's missing from the team. But before we do that, Grant Hill on next gen, I don't care what people say. I love Grant. JR, I like him. Millsap, I mean, he's solid. Bobo and Wilt, love that front court. Wall, DeRozan, Kermit, Mel, Kareem. You got a lot to like here. You really, truly do, especially with Mel, Kermit, both next gen guys that are incredible. I just don't really like John Wall. I'll just keep it straight up real with you. Obviously, if you're on next gen, give DeRozan blinders. He's fine. I'm not a huge John Wall guy. And the guy I'm going to tell you to go with is not a guy we've been over. It's not Penny Hardaway. That's not what we're doing. We're going to plug in a guy on next gen who I think is even a more incredible in Galaxy Opal Luka Doncic. I think his release and just the way he moves on next gen is absolutely ridiculous. So I think if you add him and get rid of John Wall, you'll have a lot more success with the rest of your squad. This next squad here was sent in by my guy Zach on Twitter. Says he has 125,000 MT to work with. And his thing is he's on current gen and he said, I'm thinking about replacing Wes Unseld with Eddie Curry, which absolutely, that's a fine replacement. Do I think that replacement is needed or is worth it? And in my opinion, I don't think so. I know Wes Unseld gets a lot of unnecessary, maybe slander is not the right word, but he doesn't get enough respect. Like, guys, put some respect on Wes Unseld's name. The card is an incredible card, and if I had grinded for him, he would still be playing on my no money spent squad today. So I think we need to turn our attention elsewhere. And at that shooting guard position, I do see Okoro. And I'm not hating on Isaac Okoro at all. For me, he was fine, but Kyle Korver, in my opinion, is a bigger upgrade than Eddie Jones over Unset. I don't even know if that is an upgrade. I absolutely love Kyle Korver and what he honestly gives you. Now, after that, I would maybe upgrade one of your point guards to Penny Hardaway. But if you just want to rock out with this current squad, I think you're okay with it. The only other thing I would do is add Penny Hardaway right in here. Now, that's just my suggestions to make, one of the best possible teams with your current MT kind of count. Our last squad for today was sent in by Alejandro, who does play on Next Gen. Now, the tough part about this specific squad is the fact that he only has 15,000 MT to work with. So normally, you got like at least 50,000. He has 15,000 to work with. And let's just go over this. Justice Winslow, Next Gen's fire. Don O is good. Brandon Roy, okay on Next Gen. Bradley Beal on Next Gen is fine because he has Hall of Fame blinders. Bruce Bowen, again, Hall of Fame blinders is just fine. LaMelo solid. Millsap solid. Toppin, I don't really love him, but we got to kind of pick and choose where we want. Jaren Jackson Jr., I love him. Miles Turner, not a fan. Not a fan of Miles Turner at all. And so that's where I'm going to spend my MT, at getting Eddie Curry. Now, after that, another guy I would like to add once you do get enough MT is Lionel Simmons. I really think Lionel Simmons could help your squad out a ton. Now, whether you run him over Brandon Roy, Bradley Beal, that's ultimately going to be up to you. But I'm telling you, once you get Lionel Simmons, let's say you're in here for Bradley Beal, you're going to start to see your squad coming together a lot more. You could even grind MT upwards of 30K. That's where you're really going to start noticing the big improvements. But I'd upgrade Eddie Curry from Miles Turner, as well as, plugging in Lionel Simmons if possible, especially if you are on Next Gen. But that is going to be our last squad for today. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.